Today, we're diving into something really special. We're going back in time, nearly 80 years, to explore the June 1946 issue of Akhand Jyoti. This is just a treasure trove of profound insights from the revered sage Param Puja Gurudev Pandit Sri Rama Sharma Acharya Ji. Let's see just how timeless and relevant this wisdom still is for us today. And right away, Gurudev starts with this incredible challenge. It's not about winning battles out there in the world, but about mastering the one thing that truly runs our lives, our own mind. This idea that real power is an inside job is pretty much the foundation for everything else we're about to explore. So what does Akhand Jyoti actually mean? Well, the name itself translates to the eternal flame, and for decades, this magazine has been exactly that. Think of it like a spiritual lighthouse, guiding people through life's biggest storms by helping them find and fuel their own inner flame. Okay, so our first stop on this path is inward. Because before we can hope to change anything on the outside, Gurudev teaches us that we have to build a really strong, resilient foundation on the inside. So let's take a look at his blueprint for doing just that. The absolute cornerstone of this inner foundation is something called sanyam, or self-discipline. Now, don't think of this as restriction. It's more about conscious direction. It's about taking all that mental and emotional energy, which usually gets scattered all over the place, and focusing it like a laser on what truly matters. And Gurudev makes this so practical. He breaks it down into a simple 3-step process. It all starts with mindful observation. Just watching your thoughts without judging them. From there, you move to purposeful action, where you try to align even the small, everyday things you do with your deeper values. And finally, consistent practice, making that quiet time for self-reflection a non-negotiable. It's a cycle, not a one-and-done kind of thing. Wow, this quote just perfectly captures the stakes, doesn't it? Our own mind can be our worst enemy or our greatest ally. Gurudev is teaching us that the path of sanyam is all about turning that potential inner chaos into an incredible source of strength. It's not about fighting your mind, it's about befriending it. Now, all of this inner work, it isn't meant to happen in a vacuum. Gurudev is very clear that once we cultivate that inner strength, the whole point is to let it shine outwards. It's meant to transform not just ourselves, but our families, our communities, our world. And here, the choice is laid out so clearly. On one side, you have a world stuck in the shadows, driven by selfishness, that me-first attitude. And on the other, a world of light, built on service and unity, the we and ours mentality. Gurudev's point here is so powerful. The state of our society is really just a big mirror reflecting our collective inner state. So, how do we actually build that better world? Gurudev says it happens through fulfilling our duties to our family, to our society, and to humanity as a whole. See, true spirituality isn't about retreating from the world. It's about engaging with it more deeply, more meaningfully, and making a real positive contribution. To make this path as clear as possible, Gurudev actually distilled all this wisdom down into 10 core principles. Let's think of them as a celestial map, 10 guiding stars that can help us navigate a life of purpose and real meaning. Here are the first 5 pillars, and they really form the bedrock of our character. You've got truth, just living with total integrity. Then, self-control, that discipline we've been talking about. That then enables selfless service to others. We grow through self-study, always being curious and seeking wisdom. And finally, purity, in our thoughts, our words, and our actions. You see how together they create this incredible inner fortress? And the next 5 pillars. These guide how we interact with the world. We start with faith in a higher order. This naturally leads to contentment, finding joy in what is right now. From there, we can practice simplicity, living with fewer needs. And this just opens up our hearts to compassion for every living thing. And finally, we commit to nonviolence in what we do, say, and even think. This is the complete roadmap, a framework for turning that inner peace into outer harmony. So we end right where we began, with a light. The wisdom from Akhand Jyoti isn't just a piece of history. It's a living flame that's been passed down to us. And the only question that really matters now is the one you see right here. How will you let your light shine?